All right, so what's happening, man? I think we just still seeing that rotation. It's amazing. Apple, the true leader, the biggest stock, right, is leading up 3.67%. Finally participating. Tesla just freight train ripping 5% higher. The thing is unstoppable from 100. Did we truly just get a let me go to the charts. Tesla 197, we basically almost got that 100% rally from the lows just it's about 4 weeks ago, right? On a huge stock. Look at the volume coming into Tesla on the weekly, just slowly just increasing. But we're coming into that area. JRH, you're watching, this is the area I was talking about. We're finally coming into it, where I did think that we was it's like you see the run, like there's no way this is a straight beeline up to that area. But yeah, we're finally hitting that area. So now let's see what the stock can do. I think it's still maybe a couple of points higher and we go sideways. Maybe we start going sideways now. I doubt if it just rips through that. But hey, I'm on board long term. So I'll take it. If you look at the monthly, you could just see that it's really kind of just beginning, right? This is the February 3rd. So here's this bar right here was last month, and we're starting off this month as well, right? And then now you can see we're hitting that area of resistance right here. So look at the stochastic, right? Isn't that beautiful? Just now, even though we just had 100% rip from the bottom, we just now showing some upside on the stochastic. So it's still early. That's what I've been saying for the last several videos. It's early. Like if you've been following me and listening to me saying it's still early, you would have been up at least 50%, right? Because I didn't come in when it 100, right? I was buying that when it was that low. And that nickel, trying to get a nickel on an option just totally ruined a lot of money for me. But can't be greedy. Sometimes you just got to put that market order in. Anyway, but yeah, just straight freight train up. Unbelievable. But the true winner today, Tesla's just doing what it does. It's just Apple. Let me zoom in on the weekly. Show you what it's painting here. I gotta clear all these lines out. Did you share it with me, babe? I don't know. Yeah, I think my phone is on. Yeah, it was still on vibrate. Okay. And I think I'm looking at the chats. Let me see. Okay. Hey, what's up, Vogue Tip Apple? Yeah, we're going to talk about it right now. I've been having some technical difficulties here. So allow me one sec. Display. I don't want my phone to turn off. I'm trying to change my timeout, because it'd be like turning off. And I don't want it to turn off. All right. If I turn it this way. All right. I got that ready. All right, let's look at Apple, man. So we talked about that area of resistance. And I just did a video on Apple, by the way. Check that video out. So I did a video on Apple. I did a video on Amazon. Now we're going to do a live, and we're going to talk about them all. Right. So here's Apple. Here's that area of resistance, 152, 153 area. And that's the weekly. Maybe that should be a little lower. Anyway, there's the weekly. So let's zoom in on that. This is the weekly chart. This thing, today's Friday. This bar closes right now. It closes today. And if it could close right here, that's great, and I look at maybe right here, maybe I got to fine tune that area. I want to say it's more of a range, because if we go like that, right? So if Apple can just blast through this, I think the market still heads higher, regardless of what's going on, regardless of that strong employment report with 517,000 jobs created. That is incredible. No one saw that. I mean, that's just makes you think, are we getting more interest? It's not over. We thinking yesterday or 2 days ago when the Fed was speaking, that maybe the sight, we see the light at the end of the tunnel. He's going to slow down. It's going to go to zero. It's going to just kind of chill up here. But not after that earnings report. I don't know, man. Something, I'm not looking at it like that. Something is hopefully not right. Hopefully next month there's a revision and it's actually back down to 200,000. But yeah, you gotta like Apple leading in the market like this. It's just blowing what we've seen off. This is the largest stock. So I think, I don't want to throw names, but someone in the comment of that video, when I did the Apple video, had said, well, some tax returns is coming in, people will be buying Apple, maybe that'll hold it up. I actually don't think that would be reason. Apple is so huge. It's not me and you that's going to move Apple. It's going to be the institutional buying that's going to move Apple. And with it up strong like this, there's a lot of institutions jumping on board. Maybe some people was short and it started going up and they like, oh shit, and now they got to buy the cover, and so it's a little panic here. Maybe people was playing the downside. So the shorts is covering and the longs are just kind of keep buying, right? So Apple, like I said in the title, the new Tesla, I'm going up. Period. I'm going up. Now, I didn't look at the other stocks that participated. I think Starbucks had some, missed earnings. Here's the weekly. We knew this was going to happen. I kind of put out a prediction without putting out a video. As you see here, it was hitting that resistance area. Look at all these men here, right? It's like football. I think it's a football player trying to bust through. Look left, see what you got. These are the guys selling, just kind of bringing that pressure over. It's already, if you look at the monthly at an all-time high, it just got ahead of the gain, so I still like Starbucks. I think bring it down. It's time to buy, right? Buy low, sell high. The stock that reported was Google. Google is down not a good percent. It's not bad either. And here's that area, just like Apple. These stocks is hanging in. I am impressed. I really am. I thought, oh shit. Say that word. I was just like, man, it's over. It's over. Okay, let's go down. Time to go down for a week or two. And I don't know. I mean, let me see. I'm going to pull up the minute. See how, look at that gap down. Just filled it immediately. People wanted to get in regardless of what was going on. Regardless of everything happening with Google, with the governments, just, hey, give me some Google. This was a good opportunity, a buying opportunity. Filled the gap immediately. Here it is, 10:30. Filled the gap in an hour. Right down. What did it open down? Let's see here. It looks like it opened down about 4.5%. Right now it's under 1%. Incredible. After that employment number. So I'm even fooled. I was just like, I'm fooled. Futures was down huge. I was like, oh man, we're giving all the gains back. So, who in Amazon is just truly disappointing. I talked about in that video how the forward PE is 70 and they only growing at like 9%. I mean, it's amazing. Amazon is we know the potential of Amazon, but it's like overvalued big time. Maybe things, I don't know, man. It just seems like this is the beginning of a turn and maybe we just start to drift lower. You can these days can tell you what stocks they want to buy, what people want to buy, right? Especially on a day like this, especially on a day that way it could turn, where we're turning, right? So you could see, they want Tesla, they want Apple, regardless. Meta's still up. Meta, after an incredible rally yesterday, it's still going higher. Energy, right? Utilities down. Wow, they hitting it hard. Look at that. Down 3.5, 3, 4%, right? Getting out of utilities, right? Look at that. Hitting it hard, right? So, consumer sickness, Tesla, right? Then the tech is just, it's a little mixed. Nvidia's selling. It's just Apple. Usually if Apple goes up, you got some other techs going up. It's like it's kind of rare to me to see Apple leading the market like it's leading, and just none of the techs are really following. You got Intel, Qualcomm. Yeah, Qualcomm reported earnings too. Let me pull that up. QCOM. Yeah, and there's that Head and Shoulders. There's that fake out. I think this is a fake. Gosh, basically a fake. It's not going to work. So therefore, I drew that line because I'm predicting that Qualcomm just starts to rip to the upside, and it's kind of showing that. Usually, if it don't break down like it should, it's going to break up. Stochastic is coming out of the oversold area, not pointing up by like a stronger angle like that, but I think it's going to actually start to turn that way, get more of a higher north turn, right? Going north. So did I talk about it? Vogue tip. You got any questions or any stock you want to look at? Jewelry Box says finally I'm live. Yeah, YouTube was having, I think, some issues this morning. I had some slow problem uploading, slow problems showing analytics. Yeah, and then finally go live 2 minutes and 30 seconds into the video, then it drops that I'm live. So that's kind of weird. Let's talk about, did we talk about Google? Yeah, it's it's kind of hanging in there. We talked about Amazon. Anyway, I think we talked. Let's just look at the indices. How about that? Right. So the SPY only down points. Amazing. What a incredible day. What an incredible day. Like, look, opened up way down here. Let's see. We closed on, we closed, nice close yesterday. And then we opened up 1.5% down. And we're right there, filled the gap. So do we start going back down now that the gap is full, or do we continue higher? It's incredible, man. Incredible. So what is the market looking at? Here's the Qs. And thanks to Apple, right? Gap fill. And then here we are. And let's see what happens. Right? It's almost saying, okay, we're there. Now what? Let me pull up the NASDAQ. Where's my... I'm going to pull up the advanced decline. Here's my little chart up here. It's my watch list, personal indices. Is the NASDAQ advanced decline line. Yeah, 650. So it opened up. Now, this is rare. I like to keep an eye on this every once in a while to see the health of the market. And usually if you're down here, 1700, where decliners are leading advancers, to kind of come out of that is usually rare. Especially, the closer to you are, like when you hit 2000, if you're in this area, which it's almost like a trending down day. It's like that. This is one of the things that I look at to see what kind of day it's going to be. And if we're down here, it's like, okay, we're just going to trend down all day long. You rarely see it come out of this area and just drift higher like that. So maybe it'll change. Maybe it will start to turn around, or do we start having more advances ahead of decliners? I don't know, but it's not bad on that. Let me see if the ticks would just pop in, right? And this is how many stocks are ticking up versus down. So when we opened, the ticks was minus 14. They was selling, and then it immediately reversed. Here's the thing. We didn't get any ticks above 1,000, which is kind of unusual on days like this. And then the highest tick we got to the plus side is, it's a little bit over 600. And here's the even line. So here's the positive ticks. This is kind of weird. So most of the activity is, most stocks are ticking down, right, versus stocks ticking up. And here's just the stocks ticking up action, where they was ticking up more than the stocks ticking down. And it just seems like there's still some negativity right in here, right? So something to kind of keep an eye out on. I would like to be interested on where the next 1,000 tick will be. Will it be up here or down there? Voltip says, yeah, Apple can break 160 today. Can I don't know. Let's pull it up. I think that's almost asking a lot, but I think next week, I think next week, 157. Let's look at what the options say. All right, so the options expire today, and here's the 160 call. And if we look at the delta, it's saying a delta of 8. So basically, it's saying there's an 8% chance that Apple will close at 160 today or higher. There's only an 8% chance. So to answer your question with math behind it, no. Okay, so let's see about next week. This is one of the things that's good things about options. 160 next week, there's a 32% chance of it being above 160. And that's by Friday next week, right? So even then it's kind of, but this is just options, and the expected move for next week is $6.40. So right now we at 156, so that's up or down, by the way. So $6.40 from where we are now by the close of next Friday, up or down, right? So you never know. The market make a move today. See, this is when you look at these numbers and you're like, they just don't be accurate. So they had a market make a move of 2.09, $2.09. Well, we're already up $5.29. So sometimes I'll look at these numbers and I'll say, okay, I'm going to trust that market make a move. And I'm going to, all right, we're already up 5. It's probably not going to go up any further. It was only expecting 2, so maybe it will go down. So I'm going to sell this 160 for 10 cents. It's not going to go there, right? You was just asking if it's going to go there. I'm going to say no with the market. So I'm going to sell it. And this is what I did in Tesla a couple of weeks ago, and it burnt me. Man, it was almost the same kind of day. And I was like, let me see if I can get $10 out of it. Let me see. So I'm going to sell it. It was already up 5%. The market maker move was saying $2. And I was like, man, there's no way it's going to just, this is easy money. This is an easy $10. Let me pick up this $10 off the floor. So I sold it, and sure enough, the stock ripped even further. It almost closed like 10% on the day. I lost my shares over the weekend. And of course, I'm like, oh, well, maybe the shares will open lower on Monday and I can buy them back. No. It opened up 3, 4, 5%. So now I lost that gain. And I tried to that's when I bought the deep in the money call to kind of make up for it. But just picking up 10 cents, right? Picking up a dime it lost me some hundreds of dollars, and just being cheap, greedy, cheap, however you want to call it. So I hope that answered, Vogue Tip, that answered your question with math. I put some math behind it. 8% chance of it going above 160 today. So that's basically a no, right? Let's go back to the charts. Any other thing you want to look at? I'll keep this video short, being Friday, but it's just incredible. Let's look at the IWM, see what the small caps is doing. Yeah, small caps is up just barely on the flat line. Let's go to the charts. Clear all this stuff out. All right, so we gap down as well. We're looking at the minute chart. It's weird looking at the minutes. I usually don't look at the minutes. Same thing. We blew past, right? We filled that gap and even went higher. And then it pulled back though, right? So yeah, but the small caps was up. Pull up the monthly. Oh, this is a pretty good looking chart. Look at that. Look at that churn right there, right? Stochastic's about to come up. This is one of my favorite. Notice I keep my charts clean, right? That's got the volume, stochastics. That's all I need. I got a fast moving average. That's the green. I got a slow moving average. And sometimes I'll pull up the Bollinger Bands. And I just use that for volatility squeezes and kind of see what the vol is looking like in the stock. But look at that. Look at that churn right there. Right? There's no volume coming in. A little concerning. Like to see a pop kind of like that, right? So it turned here, and look at that volume, and then look at that move. So we're turning here. We do got some stochastic going on, but we don't really have the volume. But up, this is years back. Here's the last year's move, right, to the downside. It's last year was painful, and here was the COV thing, and you can see these moves to the downside. But overall, if you was just in small caps, it just goes up, right? Just goes up. And maybe that's what we're going to continue to do, right? So here's that trend line. We bounced off of it. Let me clear everything out and just focus on that one, right? We bounced off of it perfectly. I wish I was dropping videos around here, because I would like buy, right? And perfect, man. That's a long-term trend line bounce, and it's just doing what it does, go higher. And then look, it's like regardless of what's going on in a macroeconomic picture, just doing its thing, following the trend. You gotta like that. Anyway, so that's small caps, and I'm gonna look at one more thing. Let's look at emerging markets, see what that's doing. It's down 1% today. Let's pull up the monthly. Yeah, I've been hearing that, some of the people like emerging markets. One of the reasons why I don't really feel it like that is because just look what it does, right? This is a index that you definitely have to trade. So yes, I do like it now, but you're gonna run it for a little bit and then get out. When it reaches up here, you have to get out, because that's what it's been doing for the last, 15 years. 15 years of just gyrating, right? So let me draw that area. It probably is a little safe to get in right now, but when it reaches that area, you got to get out. You just got to get out, buy some SPY, some small caps or whatever, because over the last 15 years, that's what it does. And then maybe where you get in and stay in is when it finally breaks this high, right? When it finally gets above that, and maybe, we're going to be on a nice long-term trend to the upside. It's something to keep an eye on, but not like tomorrow is going to happen, or next month, might not even be next year. Remember, this just right here is the year mark. So is it going to spike higher right there? It's the end of next year. So we just need another, what's this, February, basically another 10 more bars. Yeah, so just keep an eye on it. If it ever breaks that, it might be all aboard. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and keep this video short. That's it. Apple, nice day. Let's see if you can bring that into the close. Big stock like you being up 3.9%. And let's see, I'm very interested to see how we continue next week when Monday comes, right? How are we gonna open? It's still hanging out in that area. It just basically chewed up and spit out the employment numbers, and chewed up and spit out the growth, the earnings report, the slowest growth in like years or whatever it was. All right, so thanks for watching. If you want to know more about the Apple, go into my feed, check that video out. I just dropped it, right? Apple, and then go into check out the Amazon video. I did not drop a Google video. And we'll see if I come on at the end of the day. Maybe we talk about more. Put your stocks in the comments, right? It just gives me something to talk about, right? I can talk about. Love to talk about what stock you're looking at, and do some charting on it to see what we could learn together. All right. So thanks for watching, everyone. I appreciate you, Vogue Tip, checking me out, and Jewelry Box, of course. She's in every video. And I'll talk to y'all later. This is Dre. I'm out.